Hi everyone, my name is Kim. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video on my channel that's really kind of talking about what I do and where I live. I wanted to do it because hopefully it'll help somebody else that was in the same situation I was over 10 years ago when I decided to go out on my own. So a little bit about me. Like I said, my name's Kim. I live in a town called Truckee, California. If you're familiar with California, it's in Northern California, about 3.5 hours from San Francisco, east of San Francisco. I'm up in the mountains, so I get the full gamut of seasons. I get, we have big winters here. I think I have 13 or 14 ski resorts that are within about an hour from where I live. So it's an awesome mountain community. And I have lived here on and off for quite a long time. I actually moved up here right out of college and realized that there's no good jobs here. And so I kind of would go work for a big company. I worked for Starbucks, I worked for Amazon, and I would go work there and then always came back and ended up back here in Truckee, just because my lifestyle, everyone's different, but my lifestyle is I love skiing. I love mountain biking. I've been doing it for a while. I used to race back in the day. Obviously I don't anymore, but I love mountain biking. So that's probably my number one passion. And then skiing, doing things like that as well. Sorry, I was looking up. I thought I heard a noise upstairs. I live here by myself, but I do have 2 boys that are here part-time as well. They live with their dad the other time, but the rest of the time I'm here with my St. Bernard and live up here. My entire backyard is Forest Service, so get lots of wildlife. If you look at the shorts I did, you'll see that I post a lot of pictures of bears and squirrels and coyotes and bobcats and deer, some of the animals that I see all the time. Michael? I keep hearing something upstairs, but I know he's not home. That's weird, creepy. Side story, a couple weeks ago, I kept seeing things like lying in the middle of the floor in my place. And my place is small, like take a look, it's really small. It's like a cabin almost, not self-sufficient, but here we go. It's a bedroom down there, the kitchen, and then upstairs, there's 2 lofts and a bathroom. So it's small, but I kept seeing stuff on the floor, and I would come in from my office, it's outside, or I have to go outside to get to it. And I would see things laying on the floor. I'm like, what is going on? And then I would pick it up, leave, come back, there'd be something on the floor. And turns out there was a chipmunk in my house. So he was running around causing all kinds of chaos. And my oldest son found him in his room. And so we were able to get him out, but it took quite a bit to do that. So anyways, back to what I was talking about. So about 10 years ago, I was working for a ski resort. I was an HR director up here, working at a ski resort. It's called North Star, California. They're part of Vail Resorts, which you may have heard of. It's a big ski company across the United States and Canada and Europe. They're kind of all over. They might even have something in Japan now, I'm not sure. But I was working for them. I was basically hating everything I was doing. I was burned out on HR. I'd been doing it for quite a while. Super burned out, awful. Ski resorts are not the best place to work. Very misogynistic, and yeah, it wasn't the best environment. Really took HR and made us the sheriff, the HR department would. So everyone, of course, hated HR because we're the only ones that would enforce policies for them. And so that's why, the main reason why I didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. So I felt like I was really burned out on HR, and I said, maybe I'm just tired of HR. It was tough because I went to school for HR. I got, my degree. I got a master's degree as well years back, and decided that maybe I need to look at another career. But I was making really good money, and I didn't know if I could find a career at this stage of my life where I could make money like I was. And I, again, was living in an awesome place up here, and I didn't want to move, and I didn't want to go anywhere else. I had been to other places, and I always felt like I can either live in a crappy place and have an awesome job, or I could have a crappy job and live in an awesome place. And that's how I felt living up here. So I said, you know what? I can't complain anymore. I need to do something, like take control of my life and what I'm doing. So I started looking at doing consulting, and there's tons of companies around here. Lots of them are small. They don't have an HR department. So I figured, why not? Like, why not try to start doing that on my own as a side hustle while I was working full time? So I did, and I immediately got a job, just a couple hours a month, helping a small independent school up here, and decided that I loved it so much that I was going to make it my full-time job. And I think I set 6 months where I wanted to start doing it full-time, and I think I did it sooner. I think I was able to do it like 4.5, 5 months. Quit my full-time job because I was making more per month and working way less. And that's something that you figure out when you do consulting. And when I say consulting, I don't necessarily mean that you have to be an HR consultant or business consultant. I think you could take anything that you're good at. If you're good at gardening, if you're good at woodworking, if you're, maybe you like cleaning up people's yards, maybe you like organizing people's closets, maybe it's just a hobby, maybe you like to fly fish. You can take any of that stuff and create a whole new career and make money, either do a side income or make it full time. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Nextdoor app. I have one here. I know a lot of people use it across the United States. And it's basically a neighborhood app where you can talk about what's going on in your neighborhood, or, up here it's always, there's a bear on the loose, or, a pack of coyotes or wolves or something, or there's a mountain lion. It's always kind of funny stuff like that. But anyways, I always see people posting, I will clean your yard, I will clean your house. There's a guy that teaches woodworking classes out of his garage and charges for them. I see so many different things. So I truly feel that anyone could be a consultant. And I actually wrote a book about it because I started realizing after seeing all this stuff on Nextdoor that anyone could provide advice. Maybe you are excellent at keeping your house plants alive. Maybe you're great at putting your kids to bed. I just feel like that's a service that anyone could offer, but a lot of people don't realize it. They just think, oh, I've just been doing that forever, or no, I know how to get kids to bed, but I don't want to, I couldn't make money doing that with somebody else. But you can, and that's what I ended up doing. But of course, I chose what my career was, and I decided because of HR that I would continue that. And when I first started, again, it was tough. I'm not going to say it was easy, but I did keep my full-time job until I started doing it, which is great. And then that allows me to live the life I want to live up here in the mountains, and also have, be able to afford it. I live in a very expensive mountain town. We get a lot of the Bay Area, San Francisco folks that come up here, and they've really driven the price up of houses, especially during COVID. They got really high. We had, I think, 70% of houses up here used to be vacant because they were second homes. So it was frustrating for us locals at the time. But now it's no big deal, obviously. But we are definitely more crowded than we used to be. But I can still get out, my backyard, and it's just Forest Service land. So I can go out there and ride my bike 7-8 miles deep, and I'm way, way back in the forest, and I don't ever see people. So that's what I love to do. I really just wanted to talk a little bit about me and about what my channel will be about. So, a lot about how I did it. I think a lot about living in a mountain town and doing all the things that I love to do. And maybe it's something that, you want to live at the beach, or you want to live in the mountain or on a lake, and it's definitely doable. I know people are like, no, I'll never be able to afford it. I mean, look at me. I was able to do it. I just have a little simple place to live, but that's what I want. After having a big house in a previous relationship I had, and I loved that house. It was like a 4-bedroom house up here. I loved it. But I just wanted everything to be simple. No car payment, nothing expensive. I'd rather spend all my money on experiences or things for my boys. So that's what I've been doing now these past years, is just really focusing on that. I did used to have a lot of employees, or I had several employees for my HR consulting business I have. Now it's just me, and I love that. I don't want to deal with that. And when I need help, which I do quite often, I use virtual assistants or people that come in and help me with projects. And that's the way I want it. I don't want to deal with drama or employees or have to worry about any of that stuff. I just want life to be simple and not worry about it. So if you're feeling the same way, stay tuned. I will try to post a video a day on different things about living in the mountains, how you can potentially do it, what it's like, the animals I see, and yeah, that's it. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thanks for listening. And if you're interested in seeing more, you can subscribe. And here we go. Thanks for listening. Good night.